Today we're going to talk about common senses in Egypt and how it changes and whether it gets better or worse by time and how to use the media to improve and alter the common sense. For example, if the common sense is worsening, we should use new media to alter it. We're going now to be more specific and discuss everything about the common sense in Egypt. For any observer or anyone who lives in Egypt, it's pretty obvious that as the time passes, the common sense in Egypt is getting worse, everything related to common sense, such as the arts, culture, what is perceived and as appropriate and what is not, norms, traditions, behavior, and language. For now, we're going to discuss these aspects separately. We're going to discuss first the arts, which includes cinema, drama, music, etc. Music in the last decade has witnessed many changes in terms of quality and taste. For example, some types of the local music has taken over and become very popular, replacing the other types of songs and music, despite the fact that this type of songs and music is based on an appropriate language and base music that doesn't change. Also, the drama and movies are now affecting the society in a negative way due to the things viewed in it. For now, we discussed one of the aspects, and now we're going to discuss some other aspects, which are language and behavior. The language which is used by people on a daily basis is different from the standard language. It is known as strong slang language or local language. This type of language develops and changes by the time in Egypt. And in Egypt, the language is getting worse in terms of the vocab and the way of speech. The language as we know today has changed too much from the language that the Egyptians used to speak at the beginnings of the 19th century. The language that the people used was more polite and classy than the language used today, and almost most of the people in Egypt understand this. And as a proof for this, movies and old TV shows are very good at proving this, because in these recorded videographic material, the people use the old language which differs from ours today. Also, the behavior of the people have changed most of the time. The people are outraged and can get angry at each other if some misunderstanding happen. And sometimes people can be disrespectful if you disagree with them. Also, the diversity is not respected nowadays in Egypt, and people can experience discrimination for many reasons, including religion, the way someone is dressed, race, political orientation, etc. Now we're going to discuss the culture, norms, and traditions. All these three aspects are similar in many ways and affect each other in direct and indirect way. Culture is shaped by norms and traditions and many other things, but these two have a bigger role in the shaping of any culture for people here in Egypt. Judging people and viewing them in a negative way is very common, and for some reasons that may not sound reasonable. For example, women must behave in certain way to avoid being prejudged by others, and men can only act in one way. For example, men do learn from young age to not express their emotions because it is perceived for men as inappropriate and unmasculine. These types of beliefs always causes the other people from other cultures to disrespect us and our culture because of the closed mindedness that many people have in our society.